Alright, so we're headed out to play the diplomacy game and see about convincing diplomats what they need to do. Do I need to talk to her again? I mean, we just talked.
Captain, would you like to finish your briefing on the ambassadors? All right. Ambassador Balmore's a challenge. When the rest of House Varun retreated into seclusion shortly after the signing of the armistice, Balmore stayed here. He's since lent his support to a small number of archival requests, so there's real hope he might again. Though claiming to know how a member of House Varun thinks is a quick way to earn yourself a psych eval.
All right. All right, what's wrong with them?
Well, these days, they're primarily considered a security threat. House Varun Zealots, a fundamentalist outshoot of the group that stayed behind when the rest retreated into seclusion, want nothing more than to send everyone not dedicated to their cause to the great serpent in the sky. But that hasn't always been the case. After they ended the Serpent's Crusade about 70 years back, House Varun did take a real run at trying to normalize relations with the rest of the galaxy. It's why they have an embassy here in the first place, why they were included in the armistice negotiations. But then, without warning, they left, leaving behind, to our knowledge, just the ambassador and his duty under the armistice.
All right, let's go.
It does, but there's...
Oh, of course.
Concern. We're not 100% sure Balmore's actually still alive. His public appearances were always rare, but it's been several years now since he last poked his head out. Scans of the facility show life signs, but not the kind we were expecting. Your task is to find him and kindly but firmly remind him of his duties under the armistice.
Yeah, fine.
I have no doubt. Now, the embassy front door isn't an option, but our spies have stated there's a side entrance that should allow you access. Here, this device should get you all the way down to the embassy interior. Once you're inside, though, finding the ambassador is going to be up to you. And fair warning, we received a report that alarms might have been tripped inside the embassy during the attacks. Watch out for automated security in there. Now, if you have additional questions or require clearance for a new approach we haven't already discussed, don't hesitate to ask. I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Radcliffe. Approach her while the attack is still fresh in her and her staff's mind.
The wine
Be
and
smart out there,
dine.
Captain.
All right. So it doesn't matter which one I want to start with because she's telling me which one to start with. So why did she ask me which one I want to start with? Right?
Addy?
It's
Captain.
a bright and sunny day out again. Good. You go to the journal, do I have a choice? Oh, I might. It seems like there's a lot of things that you can do out of order. But, you know, I just follow the suggestions for better success, I guess. It's what I'm working on right now, so it's all good.
Maybe we should stop for a moment at the memorial. You know, to pay our respects.
Really?
Hard to believe it's been 2 decades since we were at war with the Collective, when it seems
It's
like
kind of
only
interesting.
yesterday.
Well, the water comes inside the building here. The humidity would be killer. Right? Interesting, interesting concept. Take care of a customer. Here.
You are a visitor? You'll find the
Hey.
ambassador in our office. Go on through.
Yeah, okay. I just want to say what an impressive looking gun you have. Sarah likes your gun too.
Visitors are only allowed in the lobby.
I'm going to be upfront with you. I'm not happy visiting anything related to the Freestar Collective,
Security and they
but
still
you lead,
protect
and I'll
their own
follow.
space. UC never fails to disappoint. I just wish I hadn't received the news from an SSNN broadcast. We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Excuse me. Are you supposed to be in here?
You're allowed
Yes,
3
I'm
places.
trying to talk to
Conference
you.
room, lobby, or the ambassador's office. You said
I'm sorry. Do you have an appointment?
Let's see. I'm here on behalf of the United Colonies. I'm Captain Earl. Or seems like lady wants to stop more terramorph attacks. Well, I got a deal for you. Yep.
What are you? Ah, you're the one McIntyre called about. The eyewitness. She said you were at the spaceport. You have my thanks
Liking
for what
it so
you did
far.
down there. Truly.
Pretty good.
Saved many lives. Now, she also mentioned that, and maybe it was just a bad connection, that now the UC wants terramorph data from the Armistice archives, some of the most highly guarded information in the galaxy, in order to protect us all. I can only
Yes.
presume you're here to tell me I misheard her and that they didn't send you, local hero, to futilely beg on their behalf. Tell me I've got that right.
He is rich. I mean, like, in attitude. Nope, they sent me to beg. Please, please, pretty please. Oh my god. No, you need to help us, otherwise any more deaths will be on your hands.
Excuse me. A less level-headed person might think that was a threat.
It's not a threat.
The only threats you're facing are the 8-legged variety just outside your door. Now can we please stop playing games here? Lives hang in the balance.
A lecture in morality from the UC. How quaint and short-sighted. Let me be frank, Captain. The answer is no. That information is there because it is dangerous. I will not be the one responsible for its release. Now, why don't you quit wasting my time and yours, and go?
I guess we'll try and persuade. You say beg? Hmm.
You're really gonna push this? All right, I will give you one chance. One to convince me. Understood. I'm listening.
Persuade the person. You need to make successful choices. Choices can range from kind words to distractions to threats. Each choice has a difficulty. The higher the difficulty, the greater the chance the choice fails. But the more points you'll earn when you succeed. You have a limited number of choices to make, but you can never fail if your last choice succeeded. All right. So okay, so I don't have any skills in persuasion, and I do have some sort of persuasion drug on me. It means I'd have to exit I'd have to exit this out and take that and then start the conversation again. I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Captain, I'm sorry, but my answer is not changing. The UC is just gonna have to find another way. Now, I presume you can see yourself out.
Alright, so let's go look in my inventory here. And it's not under there. It's under aid.
Oh yeah, another dragon boarding the train.
So
all aboard! Choo choo.
plus 20% persuasion for 5 minutes. Hello, Broken Arrow. You follow, let's see here. Let's see what the other log said. Something like I've been here longer than that. Squiz, your thing didn't come up on the... So Squiz, resub in 10 months. I don't know why that didn't come up on my log here. Alright. So 10 months, 100 gold. Everybody here in Squiz's honor. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Oh, because I got logged out. Come on, really? Hate that how it logs me out in the middle of a show. All right, so we're going to take one of these, and then we're going to try talking to her again.
Did I not make myself abundantly clear, Captain? You're not getting access to the archives.
Oh, I don't get to do the persuasion thing again? Oh, that kind of sucks.
No, Captain, I'm not, and I'll tell you why. What you experienced down there at the spaceport, I've lived that once before already. Fought tooth and nail as aliens rampaged in the streets of my home and others all throughout the Collective. But my aliens were placed there by UC hands. So I'm not interested in anyone getting power like that ever again. The UC most of all. You have my answer. Now please take the hint. I guess you will. Feel free to see yourself out. Did I not make myself abundantly clear, Captain? You're not getting access to the archives.
Yeah, so I made a pretty big mistake there. I didn't even try to persuade. Okay. All right, we're gonna go back to the last quick save.
Visitors are only allowed in the lobby, offices, or conference room.
I'm going to be upfront with you. I'm not happy visiting anything related to the Freestar Collective. But you lead, and I'll follow.
See, never
All right, now I'll take this thing beforehand. And give it a shot.
I just wish I hadn't received the news from an SSNN broadcast. We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course, ma'am.
Busy.
I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Excuse me. Are you supposed to be in here? I'm sorry. Do you have an appointment?
All right. Try a little bit different tact
you're the
here.
one McIntyre called about. The eyewitness. She said you were at the spaceport. You have my thanks for what you did down there, truly. Saved many lives. Now, she also mentioned that, and maybe it was just a bad connection, that now the UC wants terramorph data from the Armistice archives, some of the most highly guarded information in the galaxy, in order to protect us all. I can only presume you're here to tell me I misheard her and that they didn't send you, local hero, to futilely beg on their behalf. Tell me I've got that right. I was afraid of that.
Being a little bit more
Let me be
forthright.
frank, Captain. The answer is no. That information is there because it is dangerous. I will not be the one responsible for its release. Now, why don't you quit wasting my time and yours and go?
All right, now we're
Really
into
gonna
persuading.
push this? All right, I will give you one chance, one, to convince me. Understood. I'm listening.
All right. There's 3 turns. And do I have to get the persuasion all the way up in order to succeed?
I suppose you might be right.
Oh,
Easy to lose sight of the big picture sometimes.
okay. So... Okay. But... So now I only have these choices left?
If you think some flowery language is gonna change my mind, you're gravely mistaken. The cost of being wrong is a high one.
So... I have 1 turn left. And I can only get 1.
I suppose you're right. Our job and our responsibility.
All right.
And those lives are in my hands.
Okay, it looks like
Well,
I got it.
Captain, you make some good points. But if I'm really granting you access, I'm gonna need the following concessions. Your access will be limited. You can only take out the items related to stopping these terramorphs. The monitors will make sure of it. You go in once, You get everything you need on your trip, and never again. And all research done with the data will be monitored. If this data is being used to save the galaxy needs to be involved in the oversight.
So many
Three-star
rules.
scientists will watch your people like hawks. So, do we have an agreement? Excellent. Follow me.
Are we gonna dance while we're at it?
This building is Freestar sovereign territory. So in here, we're the law.
He looks at me with such disdain.
They tell me it should only take a moment. And there. Here, I'll reach out to Deputy McIntyre. We'll coordinate the necessary oversights. Two unlikely allies, I guess.
All right. Very good. And remember, don't steal anything while you're there. I do need all three's approval. She just gave me the code to access the data. I need 3 codes. I've got 2 of them.
The Freestar Collective has no place in Shieldland.
Exactly. It's like when someone insults you.
It's a shame House Varun abandoned their embassy. I bet we could have learned a lot from one another.
Are you working toward that next technological leap?
Alrighty. Oh. Place looks a little disheveled. I think they fired the maid.
This isn't what I expected at all. It appears the flora they were using as decor has overgrown the entire embassy.
Jumped over the counter. Okay. Where are defenses? Okay. We're not even gonna look around because we're not supposed to be stealing nothing while we're here. So, inventory. 20% more damage against robots. Alright. If they attack me, well then, this is the right gun, I think.
Never seen a tree like this before in my entire life. It'd actually be more fascinating if its branches weren't blocking our way.
Right. Oof, almost died. What's going on? She looks like she took care of it, no problem.
Do you have anything valuable?
Yeah, a little bit. Alright, I gotta figure out how to get to where he's at. Can I sit for an hour and get my health? Wait 1 hour. No, I didn't get any health. Somebody said I could sit and get the health too, but I don't think that's true. Is there another door over here? Yes. Reload! Reload! So where is this other threat? says it's in front of me here, but I don't really see it. Beware the demons. Oh my goodness. There we go. Got that turret. There's a credit stick. Nah, they told me not. Well, I've been looting those other things. Those robots. But they were trying to kill me. Leaving it. Alright. Down to the basement, I guess.
That's something we can use.
You've got nothing.
So, what seems punishment becomes providence. A reminder we can never truly know the Great Serpent's designs for us.
Right.
You have my thanks, and my apologies for the ordeal you just endured. Come, let us discuss.
Alright. You know your jacket's cut crooked.
Not the ideal introduction, I suppose, giving you a grand tour of the embassy via barely functioning intercoms. I do greatly appreciate your persistence.
Me too.
I suspect the Venom tree upstairs has worked itself into more systems than I'd realized. But then again, who could cage such a beauty? Eh? Tell me though, what is it like outside? I heard the broadcast mentioning an attack. Then the embassy was struck with a power surge and then silence.
Yes.
The rest of the city suffered quite so badly.
Spaceport's in rough shape, but not much else was damaged.
Is that right, huh? I shall need to have these repairs seen to sooner rather than later. Now, it cannot solely be the Serpent's grace that brought you here at such an opportune moment. You were sent by the UC. That much is obvious. Who else could just waltz through my door, hmm?
Right.
And the broadcast spoke of terror morphs at the spaceport. A worrying occurrence, certainly, but coming here of all places, when all I could provide is some enthused cheerleading and... an archive code.
Uh-huh.
So the UC requires information, then. On terror morphs, presumably, Do I see this all clearly?
Yes. All right.
The preservation of life stands as the very purpose of the archives. Using its data to prevent more attacks, there is logic there. But if I am to grant you access, I have a requirement.
Mm-hmm.
For years, House Varun has been known only as an agent of slaughter. We founded this embassy with hopes of shedding that legacy. With little success. In exchange for my code, I require this. You must be the one who ensures it is used for good. Ensure House Varun's legacy is more than just carnage.
Sure, I guess.
The knowledge you ask for isn't evil. No knowledge is. It is we who bend it to evil ends. Oh, you must assure me this will be used to save lives, not endanger them.
I assure you. Yes.
As the chair of Constellation, I take personal responsibility in vouching for this man's integrity. He'll keep his word.
Well then, I shall not
This
fear.
one is easier. I just had to punch a few robots.
Follow me. Let's hope it still works. And there. Let it be used for good.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Very good. Now to get back out of this place. I'm not going to steal anything. Door is locked. Requires key. Alright. Okay. Do I get back out of this place? All right. Be a good place for a quick save. You might do a quick save when you do a session change, whatnot, but better to be a little bit safer. Does looting count as stealing? Well, I don't know, but I think I did okay. What's down there? Why do I have to go down there? All right. It's a good stopping point. So, those of you on YouTube, look for another episode.